What's up, guys?
What up, what up, what up?
Let's see here. Did you guys just post something about going live on Whiskey Thursday in a couple minutes or something?
I put it in. Oh, whoops, my bad. I put it in your. I meant to put that in our group.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're
Right.
good. I just saw it. Like I have newsfeed eradicator, and so I didn't see anything else, and it popped up right as I switched because the eradicator doesn't actually get rid of everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me get.
All right.
What's going on, Matt?
Not much, man. Just getting this post set up to get us live here.
Right. Everybody drinking?
Tonight, Makers. What about you guys?
Proper, man. Proper 12.
Proper 12. What do you got, Ben?
I never go back, bro.
Never go back. There you go.
Jack, man. Only Jack.
Jack Single Barrel is a good one.
I do like Jack Single Barrel.
It is a good one.
Is there anything there?
Franklin's a beast, man.
Yeah, he's still working on the lander. I'm not sure if we'll have it tonight or not. If not, then we'll put up a post that'll have it in the morning. Which one of those? That's a Breeze?
This
Yeah.
is a Puff Plus. Puff.
What is it?
It's called
Puff?
Puff Plus.
Gotcha. Okay, I got the. Oh, I don't have my camera on.
Air bar, man. Yeah. What do you get?
Breeze.
Oh, yeah.
Breeze. Dude, I found the puff bars. They just crap out all the time randomly.
Which ones?
The puff bars. They start leaking.
I don't know. I tried another one not that long ago that was like, oh, I don't remember what it was. It was Gorilla something or other. I was like, whoops.
Dude, when we came back from Hawaii, that was when I kind of started smoking. Was in Hawaii, and dude, we wanted to hit one on the way back from the airport and stopped and like got, dude, it was like tobacco flavored and like 2%. So it was like it was literally the worst vape ever.
Oh man. Let's see here.
Didn't stop him from ripping it the whole way home.
Actually, I chucked it. It was horrible, dude. I tried for a little bit.
Dude, we finally got a sale, man. We closed one. Second appointment, man. First kid's broke as hell, dude. We closed this one, man. Super juiced about that.
I love it.
Dude, he's gonna be a beast too, man. He definitely he's a go-getter. Which is cool. It's cool when you close, people that you just know are gonna be successful.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you want, right? Especially the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm trying to write this thing. Let's see here.
Did you get that on our group, bro?
Yeah. I put it on the wrong group.
It's been a long day, bro.
Yeah, it does not let me keep that post in live video mode, so I have to copy it. That would have been a bummer. All right, let me tag everybody. All right, let's see. So we got sales legend Ben Martinez with his partner in sales, zero to hero, Conner McBride. There we go. All right. So Shane is running behind, but we're just going to get going.
Let's do it.
Let me get this established, grab my drink, and we'll be good to go.
Will you respond to Franklin's thing real quick, Ben?
What's that?
Look at Franklin's message real quick to see what.
All right, 2 seconds. Let me get my drink.
The camera's green.
No way. Is it really? Is it really?
Green again.
The second you got up, it went green.
Oh my gosh.
We are live with the green camera.
The problem is, like, I can't find any solutions to this because as soon as you type in anything with zoom in green, it's just green screen this and that.
No bueno. Hey, there it is.
It's back. I didn't do anything. I was reading how to fix it. Oh my gosh. All right. I will be right back.
Yeah, man. Get over there, man.
Get this over to Franklin, right?
Huh?
See that from Mateo?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right, cool. So yeah, if I go green, I might turn my camera off, but it's all good. We're just here to have fun. Get
Yeah.
chatting.
How long time frame wise?
Hour. We aim for 60 minutes just because it does better on YouTube.
Word.
Cool. You guys ready?
Amen.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Don't go green. Don't go green. Don't go green. Don't go green. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Thursday with our special guest this week. We have Ben Martinez. Ben, what's going on?
What's up?
Love it.
How are you?
And
You ready?
what's that?
I was gonna say. I said I don't know if you're ready for this, man. I don't know if you're ready for another one. Round two.
Hang on. Before we get to Connor, do you have a motorcycle in your background?
Yeah, this is my baby. It was raining outside. I couldn't let her sleep outside.
like it's not one of those fat heads that sticks on the wall. It looks like that's literally a motorcycle in the background.
It's a 3D fat head, guys.
I love it. See, babe, I can put the go-karts inside. He got his motorcycle inside.
No.
No, I love it, man. Awesome. So Connor is also here with us tonight. I put it in the description there. 0 to sales hero.
0 to sales hero, man. I love it. It was quite the journey. But I actually sat here and watched the last Whiskey Thursday that you guys had with Ben almost a year ago, and
a year ago. It was just over a year ago.
Yeah, it was just over a year ago. I think it was December. If it wasn't December,
Yep.
it was definitely late November. But it was quite the experience to be on here 1 year later, having done everything that we've done.
Yeah, I love it, man. I can't wait to get into it. And if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments down below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments down below. Also, if you have sales questions, if you have questions with anything regarding sales for your agency, be sure to enter those below, and you might just end up on live with us tonight. There we go. We'll get them on live. That way, if I go green, I'm just like, I'm gonna bring on the next guest.
Should I break it to him now?
Break it to him. What do we break it to him?
I thought he knew Matt to green already.
Matt, you just went green again, brother. We're sending Matt a new camera, man.
Dude, I've switched the cameras. I don't know what is going on.
Gotta get a new Zoom count, man.
I don't know. But anyways.
Well, you support green very well. I actually kind of like your complexion with it like that. I think it looks pretty good.
There you go, and it's all about making that green, right?
I like the hair.
Oh man, yep, there it is. I see it on the live now. Awesome, fantastic. Well, again, if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments down below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments down below. But Shane is wrapping up another live that he was doing, so he'll be on shortly. But in the meantime, let's kind of dive in. How did this happen, right? Because Ben, you were on a year ago talking about sales and what's going on and how you're crushing it. And Connor, you weren't, right?
Yeah. Well, basically, this is what happened. Connor ended up watching that Whiskey Thursday, ended up partnering up with me, and in just one short year, here he is from 0 to hero, sales hero, forgive me, on the Whiskey Thursday with us going live, man. So what happened was Connor he really put in the work. We partnered up together, and this kid, man, when we started working together, Connor, where he was at with his sales game was just, now this kid's through the roof, man. So he's done pretty much everything. He's done all the cold calls. He's done pretty much everything except knocking doors with me this year. And we've been on a mission to collect recorded sales content and share it with the world, man. So
I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about what kind of sales that you guys are selling, right? I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure. We haven't really discussed that actually, surprisingly enough. But I'm guessing it's not, door-to-door stakes. You guys are doing something in the agency realm that is kind of next level, right?
Conner, break it down, brother.
Very exciting, man. So we have a couple different agencies that we're running in different industries, but basically what we've been doing is this whole last year, I went from literally struggling, not having any idea. I was in the real estate marketing conversion mastery group. I was a firefighter firefighter paramedic for 7 years. Ended up partnering with Ben, figuring out the sales thing. And then that whole last year, we just went on a hiatus of blowing up in a couple other agencies. And what we were able to do was get all the live content recorded, get permission for it, and then be able to give that to people, because that was the one thing I was missing. Is I had zero sales experience. I had all the drive, no experience, and just couldn't. It was really hard for me in a room, right, by myself. It was really hard to figure out what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, where are the lines at, what are you supposed to say, what are you not supposed to say, when do you close somebody, when do you not close somebody, like what do you do, right? And that whole last year, we put all that together. We put the live content on there. We have the breakdowns for all the content. And it's just an exciting thing to be able to give to people, because it is like most courses out there, they don't have, like, it's theory, right? They're just kind of talking about it, which is great, but then you have to go adapt that to your industry. You have to adapt that to your clients. And so what's cool is we not only have the content, right? So you can see us doing it, but we also have the breakdown of the content. So you can see why we said what we said, when we said it, how we set that up later, how we were able to use that answer to that question later to get them to close. And it just really breaks down the entire syntax for what we're doing over and over and over and over and over again. And that way people are able to get that pattern and use it.
So with what you guys you're running multiple agencies. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. We run agencies in the fitness space. We run agencies in the real estate space. And we also have like you could call it a deluxe agency, where we work with business owners to help them get on video. And we put those videos on funnels, and those videos book appointments for them as well. So kind of removes the ISA in the middle. So we kind of have our hands in all of those industries.
Right on. And again, I see we got people coming on. Benji says tequila, love it.
Yeah.
Conner said he was going to bring the tequila tonight.
I thought about it, but I ended up having to go get the proper 12, man. I had to try it out. I had heard a lot about it. I didn't want to get on here and not have some whiskey, you know what I mean?
There you
go. Benji, I'm a fan of the tequila, man. I wanted to do margaritas.
I love it. And again, if you guys are watching live, #live in the comments down below. If you're watching the replay, #replay, and let us know where you're watching from tonight. Let us know where you're watching from. Because Ben, where are you located?
I'm in Sacktown, California.
There you go. Conner?
Satellite Beach, Florida.
Love it. So you guys are like opposite coasts.
Yeah.
About as far as you can get. Ben's waking up early. I'm staying up late,
Every day.
I love it.
Clutching that time clock at 5 a.m. over here.
So tell me a little bit about your guys' acquisition strategy. I mean, how are you booking these calls, right? Because you got to have calls before you can have sales calls.
Yeah, I mean, when it started, just like the last Whiskey Thursday, it was cold call, and we've transitioned into running our own ads, and we've got funnels with testimonials on them now, but honestly, cold calls, I would say at least 8 months of the last year, we were on the phone every single day, booking appointments for ourselves with real estate agents who wanted to grow their business, who wanted to sell more homes. And it was just all about those cold calls. That's the secret.
So you guys still think cold calling is relevant in comparison to everything else right now?
Here's the advantage of cold calls, right? You do everything. Everything works as much as you can make it work. But the cool thing about a cold call, not only there's a couple things, right? You build your skills massively, because eventually you have to end up on it. But eventually you got to have a conversation with somebody. You're just that much more sharp if you'll just call them. And then really, based on the things that we teach, you're never going to have a conversation that feels salesy in a cold call, because, with the way that we do it, they have to admit that they need your help right away. You just
right.
It's no pressure or anything. So it's been a really cool system to sit there and work out like that. And then the other advantage of it is, and the reason that we still do cold calls and back them is that if somebody else gets a LinkedIn message, a Facebook message, an email, that's great. They're sitting there, they might respond to you. But if I call them after that and they're in the market to get a service and I get on there and they love me, I'm going to get that appointment. You know what I mean? Even if they're thinking about booking with somebody else, they're going to definitely take this one because that relationship much more so than a text message or an email or a DM. You know what I mean?
Yep. And that was kind of the thing that you were trying to do beforehand, right? You're doing a lot of cold outreach, but not cold calls.
Yeah. I was trying to do all of it, you know what I mean? Which is a mistake in and of itself because you just spread yourself too thin. You know what I mean? My advice to anybody would be at least just pick one lane and master it. Right. And I was going out there and I just beating my face against the pavement, trying to figure out how to call people, what to say. And I can say this, I actually have had the pleasure of, I was working close with some people in Cardone's office. They actually brought me in. I was able to role play with those guys. And that was really cool. That was before I met Ben. So I was role playing with some of his top guys in his office live, just to connect with some people at events and stuff that I was going to, just trying to figure it out. And what was so cool is that I was in all these courses, I was doing all these things. And finally I connected with Ben. I don't even know if it was an hour call, but I learned more in that call about sales in general than I had from all the other courses, all the time that I spent in Cardone's office role playing with those guys. And it was tailored to exactly what I needed. It was agency sales. It was real estate more than anything. And it just made it so there just wasn't any loose ends. There wasn't any dark holes, corners, or things to navigate that, like, you know, what do you say if this, say this? It was all addressed. And that made a huge difference in my success.
Well, and Ben, you had said last time you were on, a lot of the objections don't even come up if you do the sales call properly.
I've been saying that.
I'm excited to see this guy. I'm excited to see if some of them come up again, because honestly, me and Conner were actually just talking about that right before we got on this call. And Conner was literally just saying, he's like, man, I remember watching that and hearing you say, like, I don't even get these objections. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, how is this even possible? Like, do you even do real sales? And now we just had a conversation and Conner's like, I'm going to tell somebody, I just don't even get that objection anymore, because it's all about handling it ahead of time before you get to the close, right? A lot of these objections that people are giving us when they're in the close, like, you know, well, that's just too expensive, or I'm not the decision maker, or, you know, a million other things that people could say. And honestly, they could be prevented before you actually do the demo by making sure that we're asking the right questions ahead of time. If we're on an intro call, the first thing that we ask before we get off the phone is we're going to say, hey, if you decide to move forward with us, is there anybody else that you're going to want on the call? And they're like, nope, me, make the decision by myself. Boom. We know that before we even get on the demo, we're not going to hear, oh, I'm not the decision maker, or, oh, I have to talk to somebody else first. And that's what we mean by that. So we do run our way through a lot of objections before we even get to the close. I mean, there's really only two things that we run into at the close consistently. Either I physically do not have the money in my bank account, or, you know, they need to come up with the money, you know, before they can invest with us, because they physically don't have the money, but they're still in. Those are like the two main things that we run into.
Love it. I love it. If you guys are watching, make sure to put, what kind of objections are you currently getting with your agency? When you jump on a sales call, what are people saying that is holding them back from moving forward? Let's see those objections in the comments down below. Let us know what's going on, so we can try to address those. Or like I said, maybe even get you on live so you can ask Ben and Conner how they would handle it.
Guys, who wants to be on live? Come on. You want to hop on this Zoom right here with us right now? Click in and talk to us about sales. Guys, you got to let us know in the comments. What are some of the objections that you're running into? What are some of the things that are stopping you from getting that sale that's right over here? What can we remove for you today to help you with that, right? Whenever it comes down to sales, it's all about questions. And, you know, customers can throw you off with a lot of their questions. Questions about your business, questions about whether or not you have testimonials, questioning, you know, your tenure and what you have in the industry to offer versus everybody else. What are some of the things that you run into?
Yeah. And like, here's a great one that I've always been able to almost, and this one almost works every time, to figure out what the objection is going to be before you even do a demo, before you even, very beginning, is you just ask them, hey, are you guys considering anything else right now to solve this problem? They're like, yeah, we're thinking about doing Boomtown. We're thinking about doing Zillow. We're thinking about doing Realtor.com. And it's like, oh, cool, man. Well, I love all those. How come you guys haven't, what stopped you from signing up for those before? And they'll tell you. And that's almost, you're guaranteed to bump up against that same thing if you don't overcome it. But the beautiful thing is, if you ask that question, you know, ahead of time, overcome that throughout your demo.
Mhm.
Right. And it's almost like, it's just like a great way. Like, dude, that's the same objection they had the last 4 times they sat on the same thing you're doing with them right now. So to figure that out ahead of time it's a great way to not have to deal with that later in the sale.
So you're basically telling them, how would you like me to pitch you?
Yeah,
And then doing that.
Exactly it.
that's the best thing, you know, like people sit there and they're like, I mean, that's the whole thing, right? That's why you ask questions. I feel like a lot of people think they're just supposed to ask questions. It's like, dude, your questions come from figuring out what you need to show them in order for them to say, I want it and I'm going to do it today. Right. And it's like, and that's the whole point of it. Right. And figure out why they wouldn't do it. Right. Why haven't you done it previously? What other companies have you used? What did you like about those companies? What didn't you like about those companies? Why did you leave those companies? Which companies are you considering right now? You know, why those companies? What do you like about them? What kept you from signing up for them? Right. And it's just like, dude, just ammo, figuring out how to sell it. I'm just like, okay, bing, 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 bing. I've got this whole slew of things I can now talk about in the demo. And it doesn't feel awkward because they already told me that in the demo that that's a problem for them. So when I tie my point in, I'm like, hey, you know, I know you were just talking about how Zillow, you know, they don't call the leads, right? And that's why you didn't sign up for them. But we actually have an ISA or whatever it is. Let me tell you how that, you want to know how that works? And they're like, yeah, I do want to know how that works. And it's like, perfect. So now I'm showing them what they asked to see, you know?
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And tell us a little bit about that journey, right? From when you got started to where you met Ben and what happened there. Because I think like when you got started, there was a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, it was.
What were you doing? What weren't you doing? What was working? What was not?
I mean, I was doing a lot of stuff, right? I mean, first off, I was working 2 jobs. Right? I'm at the fire department for 24 hours. I'd come off a 24-hour shift where we ran 5 calls after midnight, and then I'd come home and I'd honestly, I'd probably hit the phones is what I was doing. I know that you got to make the law of numbers work for you,
right?
Know, safety in numbers, right? So I knew that if I could get 5 demos a day on my calendar every day, I would have safety there, right? I knew that if I could call 100 people, that would get me 5 demos, right? And I just like did the math on all that. I was literally, and I was just super dedicated, right? I'm at the fire department taking calls in the back of a rescue while it's in the station, but it's the only quiet place, confirming appointments, jumping up. I'm telling the people on the phone, hey, I got to go take a call real quick. I'll give you a call back. And I was just trying to figure it out, right? So some of the problems I was bumping up against was, you know, no shows was a big issue. Getting people to show up was a huge problem. That was really difficult once you got the, you know, everything figured out, at least how to get people on the phone. Then getting them to show up's the next issue. And then really just, you know, figuring out how to make that happen. And then I'd get on there and I'd be like, dude, what do I say to these people? You know what I mean? And I actually got what to say from Ben's Whiskey Thursday last year. He had like an entire demo.
Yep.
Which, you know, surprises to come with that later and some things we're going to do with that, perhaps to hook everybody up. But it was just really figuring out like, what's the process? You know what I mean? To get somebody, what questions do you ask them? What do you show them after that? What do you say when they say, I need to think about it? I want to talk to my wife. You know, I just got married last year, or I just got married. I literally had somebody tell me like, they spent money with everybody but me in the close. She's like, I'm getting married this year. I just bought a brand new Cadillac. I just bought my new dream house. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, she's going to try to spend money with everybody but me. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and I constantly ran into stuff like that. My daughter's going to college. So, you know, in 2 months, she's done with college. I'll be able to afford this. Just all the BS, you know, buyers are liars, right? All that stuff where, you know, you have to really be able to tactfully show them that you know, that's a stupid thing to say. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know, if you're a real estate agent and I told you that, you know what, my daughter's in college, so call me back in 2 months. What typically happens? What does that typically mean? Oh, well, you know, I'm not really. How many of those people sign up with you in 2 months? None of them. Why? Because they're just not interested. Okay, so you're just not interested? Because if you're not interested, I'm a big boy. I can take a no. You know what I mean? And you just flush that objection out. And one of the biggest things I learned was the most dangerous objection is the unspoken one. Right. That you don't know about. So that was always what I was trying to figure out, which took rapport. I'm just flowing like a fire hose right now. Sorry if it's not, but you know what I mean? It's just like so much that goes into it, but that's the beautiful thing about what we've done, just to tie it all back, is we've made it a couple steps with the same pattern every time. And the beautiful thing is, like, if they wouldn't tell me why they wouldn't close, if I couldn't get to the unspoken objection, that's what made me think of rapport. I didn't have rapport. If they believed me, if they wanted to be my friend, if we were tight, they would be like, dude, I really want to do this, but honestly, here's where I'm at. And like, you can tell when people are ready to make a deal, they just actually have like a condition, if you will. And those are the people that, you know, can kind of like will close, but it's the people that just BS you that are the problem. But it's because you didn't have rapport, right? If your demo falls flat, it's because you didn't ask good questions to figure out how to close them. You know what I mean? If the close doesn't work, it's probably because you didn't show them the things that you needed to show them in the demo. And it's just, you can kind of just look and be like, we know where you messed up.
Mm-hmm. So initially you're doing all of this stuff and it's not working. Is that right?
Yeah.
And let's see here.
Horribly not working. Bad. I spent $9,000 in ads over. This is how bad it wasn't working. This is how bad I was. Dude, I was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I spent $9,000 in ads over 2 months and got like one sale, bro. I made like one $1,000 sale.
Jane,
what's up?
Sorry, guys. Oi.
There he is. What's going on, man?
You guys don't even have a host.
I know. I turned green, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the interview with the Voice of God Metmo. So we'll go that route.
God. Oh my God.
they're not showing up right now. I can't even see the live. Oh my God, it's just us. Nice.
But now we got Shane here, so that looks a little bit better, and I will still stand here in the background. Shane's got his fancy new chair too.
So, you know, maybe you should fix your camera.
I have replaced the camera. I have done multiple things. I can't figure it out. And the problem is, as soon as you Google it, Zoom just comes up with all the answers about how to use a green screen. I'm like, no, that's the problem. I don't want to use a green screen. Oh man, we'll figure it out sooner or later.
Well, no, it's been like a month and a half. We're not figuring out sooner or later.
I know that's the problem, but we'll get there.
Are you using all that techno mumbo jumbo stuff that you've been trying to do?
No, none of it. That's the thing.
Really?
Maybe that's the problem. We need to get more technical here.
Maybe you need to hire some help.
That's it. We're gonna have to do that. Hire some help. Be like, hey, I just need you to come over here and just make Zoom work. Can you make Zoom work?
My phone's not.
I'll see if my grandma knows anybody.
You know, Zoom's user platform just like 10x'd over the last year. It went from like, God, Zoom's stock must be off the charts.
Oh yeah, I believe it has blown up this past year. It's been a little bit crazy.
Have you guys watched any of like the? I don't even want to get into it. Just like, so I just been watching like on TikTok these. I don't know why, but I keep getting fed like a bunch of like random videos about Zoom, like just people screwing up on Zoom and doing really nasty things they shouldn't be doing when they're working.
Yeah,
it's like
I think we've all seen some of those.
People forget to turn off the cameras when they're sharing screens. They're forgetting to minimize the windows that they're looking at.
Oh man,
yeah. A lot of nasty people out there. But anyways,
the problems with working from home.
Hey, fortunately, we're none of those guys, right? So we're good.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, hey guys, nice to be here. Cheers. I'm so sorry that I was late. Finally, the show can start. Now that I'm here.
Now it's a party.
Now it's a party. Oh my God. How you guys doing?
Doing great, Shane. We are doing epic. We've had a kick-ass day, to be honest with you, man. We've been over here closing sales all day, actually, and working hard in all of our companies, man. So it was an epic day. We're fired up. We're ready to drop some value today, man. We're ready to drop some heat.
Yeah, we're just getting into Connor's story here. So Connor, you kind of give us like a little bit of what happened when you found Ben, but I want to know a little bit more about, let's put it lightly, when he sucked, right? Tell us a little bit more about like, dude, what was it like? What were you experiencing? And what changed? Because like you kind of fell off the map for like a year. And then back, he's like, I closed every call I get on.
So it was, what was it like? And then, where did I end up? Right. It's just like, man, what was I experiencing? I mean, I was somebody.
Well, you mentioned the fire department. You were there, and you and I had jumped on a call at one point in December last year. And you're like, dude, I'm trying. I'm working really hard at this. But I mean, like, it's crazy. I've given 2 heroin addicts Narcan since noon today.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, like what you were going through. Like for people who have excuse, oh, I don't have time, I can't wake up early. What I'm like, you're waking up early, you're going to work, you're giving heroin addicts Narcan, bringing them back to life, and then you're taking a sales call as soon as you get back to the firehouse. So
I have done CPR and a demo in the same hour. Okay.
Yeah.
I literally within 20 minutes of doing CPR told somebody else they're writing the report. I'm getting on a demo right now. I'll give you 10% of the sales. Right. And so it was relentless, man. There was a lot of, firefighters don't know how to sell things, right? That's about the warmest call you can get is a 911 call. Hey, it's an emergency. Come, hurry up, right? It's like about as warm. So I went from that to, just really just, when you sit there and when you don't know what to do, like I learned from every single call that I was on. I learned from every single demo. I ringed the rag as much as I could, but you can only learn so much by yourself. And you can learn, I was like, dude, I learned key things from everything that I did, but I knew that the rate of learning was gonna be like 20 years before I could figure out really what to do. And I was just like, man, if I could just I need to get around somebody in sales, right? So because it gets hard, right? You get a couple no's in a row, you start to go in agreement with the objections that you hear. You go into a dark place. You're like, dude, does anybody ever buy Facebook marketing? Does anybody ever make this work? Does anybody get results? Does anybody retain clients? Is this even a real thing? Is everybody just, is everybody just posting that they got a sale and it's BS? Like where, your head just goes to a dark place, which makes it hard to continue to move forward, right? And it's just like every day, because I was just like, I just believe you're either willing or you're not. Like I have a core belief of you're either willing or you're not. It's definitely possible. There's an app these days to probably make you coffee, you know what I mean? But so with that, I did every day, man, I just clawed and scratched to just move forward somehow. And it was brutal. It was really hard because I didn't know I'm spending money, I'm spending time. And I'm not really moving forward at a rate that is going to make me successful. Right. So that was where I was at. That was the struggle I was going through. And I just knew that, it's great to take a course, but if you don't have some context to go around it, if you don't have somebody helping you, if you don't have an environment that supports that and people to tap into, you're going to learn, but it's going to take, honestly, it's going to be more expensive to do it on your own. That was a problem for me. Time's money. I'm sitting there spending money and it's taking a very, very long time. And I'm like, dude, if I could just figure this out, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to get 10 clients in a month. If I could do 5 demos a day, I can easily get 10 clients in a month if I knew what I was doing, or even 5, whatever. Right. And it was just,
right.
And then every time I got one, I'd lose them. You know what I mean? So it was super, that's about as discouraging as it gets, right? You've worked all this, you've worked so hard and then they're like, yeah, we're out. Just like, you know what I mean? So that was where I was at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was
So now we're here.
And here we are, man. And this.
Hey, so completely off topic. 2 things. Number 1, for everybody's watching, check out my new chair. Huh? Look at that.
Hey, I actually saw that. I like that.
Yeah. My Christmas present from Matt. I haven't built him yet, but I will.
Don't make me go get mine, Shane. Now we'll be between.
Wait, it's not gonna matter. It's gonna be green anyways.
I know, right? I'll be green with jealousy if I get mine.
Back on, man. See if you're still green. Sometimes it changes.
Let's see.
We may not get off.
Oh man, we tried everything, guys.
That's true.
But actually, somebody just sent me a video about their screen randomly turning green. So I'm going to check that out after this.
Cool. Awesome. Second thing, is this the first Whiskey Thursday for 2021?
This is.
Hey, well, there you go, guys. Hey, welcome to season 3. Right. That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's I was thinking about that earlier. I was not before this, but maybe January 1st I was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder if we're going to have on the first episode of season 3 for Whiskey Thursday. We're going into 3 years of doing this show. So pretty special show today. So you'll always be known as the first episode of season 3 for Whiskey Thursday.
Love being first, man. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, hey, listen, we're going to spice things up tonight. Are we not? That was the plan, right?
That's the plan.
Absolutely. So we're going to do some different. We're going to do. I think we're going to do something a little different, right? We're still on board with that, Matt.
We are still on board.
Awesome, good stuff.
And it'll be perfect because the fourth person can show up on the screen and
There we go.
There you go. It's awesome. It's awesome. Well, number one, cheers to everybody. Hope everybody has an amazing 2021, and let's crush it, right? So cheers to that. Cheers, Matt. It's been great working with you for the past 3 some years or so. Actually, I think this is the first time I've kind of seen you since 2020. So cheers, Matt. There we go. All right.
here we go.
Back to business. So we're going to do something a little different tonight. We've got Conner here tonight. We got Ben here tonight. These guys are the masters of sales. And I think we're going to do a little role playing, right? I think we talked about this a little bit. Look at that. Ben's like, yeah, no problem. No problem. Unless anybody that's watching the show wants to hear something different, you guys want us to talk about what we did New Year's Eve. I had a pretty exciting time. We can talk about that instead. We talk about sales. But guys, if you want to hear some role playing here, we're going to, Matt's really good at this too. So Matt's going to play the customer. I think Ben's going to try and close them on a $10,000 a month retainer.
All right.
But this is what we're going to do tonight. But the other thing we're going to do for everybody that's watching, guys, we've done this before and there's a lot of fun. But we're going to go ahead and throw up a phone number, or if you guys want to join on the Zoom, take one person at a time. This is your opportunity here to benefit from asking questions directly to Conner and Ben here. And we'd love to have some people that are watching either, hop on the Zoom, or you can just call in. I think we can call in, right?
We should be able to.
So we're going to drop a phone number if you guys want to go ahead and call in, and then you can start asking questions. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've done this before, and it's a great time. It's a great way to interact with the guests here. And don't ask me any questions. I've had a rough day, but Ben and Conner can answer all the questions, and sales focused, right? So if you're struggling with your sales, if you're looking for a way to improve and your sales skills and looking to improve your overall sales and your revenues and income and get more clients this year in 2021, you need to be on this show tonight. So are we ready to start this?
We're ready. I'm going to put up the link right now. So if anybody has questions you want to jump on, go ahead and click the link or call in, whatever it is. We're going to leave that open for a little while. And
I know we know guys are, we know people are shy, people don't want to show that. You don't have to show your video or anything like that. Just come on, ask a question, and then we move on to the next person. So Matt's going to keep track of the people coming on if there's anybody. But it's just, we've done this before. It's a lot of fun, and we get people from that are watching just interact with the guests here. And but let's go ahead. Let's do this role playing call. I've been looking forward to this because I want to see Ben's mad closing skills here. He talks so much about I can close anybody.
Oh, we've got people jumping on already.
Oh, do we? All right. Well, let's do this role playing thing first, and then guys, if you're jumping in, you're in the lobby, just hang tight, and we'll get you on. Oh yeah, look at that. Get a few people. Oh my God, that's awesome. But let's do a little quick role playing here. Yep. Matt, you cool to play the customer that's on the phone? That
I am good. I am good.
Really
I am not feeling like buying anything today. No, I'm just kidding. Ben, set us up. What's the scenario here?
Yeah. Okay. Let's just go real estate. Let's go. You're a real estate agent. I'm going to reach out to you. And you could really say whatever you want to try and get me off the phone. And I'll just do everything I can to keep you on the phone and try and get an appointment out of you.
Are we going for an appointment or are we going for a sale?
You tell me. What's it going to be?
Let's say you already set up. Let's say you are. Well, actually, you know what? A lot of people have problems with setting appointments. Let's go for the appointment. Let's do that.
Let's go for the appointment.
Hello.
Hey, is this Matt?
This is
Matt. This is Ben. How are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself, Ben?
Matt, I'm doing really great. Thanks for asking. I'm actually calling with lead funnels, and I'll tell you what, Matt. I just got one question for you. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Depending on your answer, I will literally hang up on myself, save us both the time. Or, despite all the odds, you're going to tell me that you're interested. Does that sound fair?
You'll hang up on yourself.
I will hang up on myself.
Okay.
All right. Here it is. All right. Here it is. Let me ask you a question. If I sent 3 people your way and they all reached out and said, hey, Matt, I'm interested in selling my home. Would you be able to fit those 3 people in your calendar right now?
3 listings, like listing appointments?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And I know I said sellers in that scenario, but do you typically work with both buyers or sellers?
I mean, I work with both.
You work with both. If you had a line out the door of sellers and you had a line out the door of buyers and you could only pick one, which one would you choose?
Sellers.
You'd choose sellers? How come?
Because once I take the listing, I don't have to go do showings. I just go to the listing appointment. I got to close them.
Matt, it's your lucky day. That's exactly why we're on the phone. Okay, so we've got a line of sellers out the door. How many of them can you work with before you have to start sending the rest of them out for referrals? Your calendar is like jam-packed. How many people can we squeeze in the calendar right now?
How many listing appointments? Like, how ready to go are they?
Let me ask you a question. How ready to go do they need to be before you sit down with them?
I mean, if they're serious about selling their house in the next 3 to 6 months, I'll sit down with them.
Okay, so if every single person that reached out to you was serious about selling their home in the next 90 days, you definitely sit down with them.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. How many of those people could you sit down with? How many more listings could you take on right now?
Right now, with what I'm currently doing, I could probably do an extra 2 appointments a day.
You could do 2 appointments. You could sit down with 60 people a month. How many listings do you currently work with?
Well, I probably would sit down with, I would say 40.
40. Okay. Not working every day of the week?
Not working every day of the week, trying to have a little life too.
Right. Get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, Matt. Okay. We're gonna help you fix that. Let me ask you. So we've got 2 people a day. You're saying basically you could work with 40 different listings. And those are people who have actually signed listing agreements with you, and they are your clients. You could take on 40 more, or you're saying I could sit down with 2 a day and I'd close so many of them.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking I'd sit down with 2 a day and close 1 of the 2.
You close 1 of the 2. Okay, awesome. So you could definitely bring on an additional 20 listings a month, every single month right now.
For a short time, as long as they're selling.
As long as they're selling. Okay, cool. Well, Matt, how many homes are you selling every single month right now?
Right now, 4 to 6.
4 to 6. Okay, cool. So we want to basically triple those numbers, get them all the way up to about 20, right? What do you think the number one thing is that's stopping you from getting those, additional 14 listings on your own right now?
Well, I mean, right now I'm doing mainly expireds and for sale by owners. And so, I spend my mornings on the phone. And then after that, I go out on the appointments and whatnot during the day. But
are you doing any lead generation, email marketing, like messenger bots, any text services, anything like that?
I mean, I'll text text somebody if they ask me to text them, but otherwise, I try to send out an email once a week.
You try to send out an email once a week. Okay, cool. So here's where we're at so far, Matt. You want to get to 20 homes a month. You're selling 6 homes a month right now. So I know that you probably get a lot of these phone calls, right? So I just want to let you know right off the bat, we're different.
Yeah, but nobody else says they're gonna hang up on themselves. So I had to see what was going on.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly it. And here's the thing. I just want to show you the way to get those people that line out the door, actually out the door for you. And the way to do it is to have these appointments booked for you. I know that you've probably heard of lead generation. You've probably called a bunch of leads in the past before. Have you ever worked with a company that actually was able to book appointments for you? So you didn't have to do any of the follow-up and you just had a line of people that were showing up on your calendar every single day?
No, I have not. I mean, it kind of sounds like a team model. Is this like a recruiting thing or?
So imagine if you had an appointment that was booked for you by somebody else that scrubbed the lead for you, right? They've reached out to the lead, they've qualified them, they've asked them all the good questions. Just like at the very beginning of this call, what did I do, right? I asked you several questions to learn about your business because obviously I can't help you with your business until I understand more about it. Now that I understand more about your business, I can definitely show you how I can help you fill that gap. All the people that we'd be booking appointments for, we're going to do that exact same thing. We're going to ask them the questions. We're going to learn what their experience is. And if they're listing appointments and they're interested in selling their home, we're going to give you all that information so that you're already 10 steps ahead when you sit down with somebody.
Okay.
Do you think that you'd have any problem getting 20 homes a month if you had a constant line of appointments like that?
I mean, if there's solid listing appointments, I don't see why I couldn't close at least half of them.
Perfect. Well, Matt, obviously I can't show you how it works over the phone, right? So typically what we do is we reach out, have a couple minute conversation like we have right now. And then once that's done, if it's something that you're interested in checking out, we could go ahead and book an appointment, 30 to 45 minutes for us to cover this in detail in Zoom. I'll show you the results that we're getting for over 100 realtors nationwide. We'll show you some live results on the websites and the ads and everything that we're doing, and we'll break it all down for you. Is that something that you want to see?
I mean, how much does it cost?
Matt, I know right now it's probably going to come down to the price, but I'll tell you what. Okay. I know that if I tell you what $1 right now or $2,000, no price is going to make sense because you just don't understand the system. So if you could give me the opportunity to show you exactly what our systems offers, I would love to break down the price with you.
How long? So we got to get on another call?
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send over a Zoom invite for a different day when we both have a little bit more time. Like I said, they're typically about 30 to 45 minutes. We actually do book them for an hour just in case you have any extra questions. We want to make sure that we get them answered, and we can dive into everything on that day. That's something that you'd be interested in, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt to hear about it.
Wouldn't hurt to hear about the way that you could get an additional 14 listings every single month? I hope not. Matt, let me ask you one last question. Okay. How much is each one of those homes worth to you on average?
On average in commission?
Yeah.
Like before or after splits?
Let's just say after everything. What's Matt's take in new sales?
About 6,500 a listing.
6,500 per listing. Let me do some quick math here really quickly. So we got 6,500 per listing, and we're talking about 14 listings a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
6,500. I'm just going to hit this real quick. That's $91,000 every single month. You're already closing 6 listings a month, so that puts you above 6 figures. I mean, is that the money that you got into real estate to start making?
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Well, here's what I'm going to do, Matt. I'm going to go ahead and send over a Zoom invite for this appointment. What's your email address?
There's my email at gmail.com.
I'll keep going. I'll keep going all the way to the Stripe invoice. You just tell me when you want me to. I had to go a little off script for, because typically we're pitching the videos on those calls. I know a lot of people are pitching ISA, a lot of people are pitching lead gen. What do you think about that, Connor?
I thought it was great, man. Another thing you can use, Matt, you sounded a little bit concerned about the time, right? People are typically like, 30, 45 minutes, that's a long time. Do we have to get on another call? Dude, I'll tell you what, man. We do typically book these for 45 minutes, but I'll tell you what, dude, if you give me 15 minutes, I promise if you don't think it's the best thing you've ever seen in your entire life within 15 minutes, if it's not the best marketing you've ever seen, I will not only end the call right there, I'll leave you a 5-star review just for wasting your time. Is that fair?
That's good. That's good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Brett has a good question here. He says, where do you get the appointments that you handle this way? Well, that was the thing, right? This wasn't an appointment. This was a cold call.
Yeah, this is getting the appointment.
Yeah.
Brett, okay, perfect. So yeah, I don't know, Matt, what did you think of that?
I thought it was good. I mean, there's really nothing to object to, really. I mean, we're just talking about positives the whole time. And, I mean, really, it's gathering their attention at the beginning and getting them not to hang up on you in the first 30 seconds. As long as you can get that, like from there, if you can keep them interested, you can do it.
Connor, I'm driving through the mountains right now, and I just don't have time for this.
Ben, we are literally only calling people that are driving through the mountains right now.
Connor, you know what? Listen, I got a meeting to get to right now. I'm about to walk into a listing presentation in the next 15 seconds. I'm sorry. I just got to go.
Ben, this is the last call I am making today. I got to get into another presentation in literally less than 2 minutes. Will you give me 30 seconds right now so that we don't have to put this on your plate?
Okay, fine. You got 30 seconds. Hurry up.
I love it. Brett's
literally told people, dude, like they'll just get on it because the first thing anybody tells you in a cold call is like you kind of have to treat it as just like they're just trying to get you off the phone. You know what I mean? So the perfect first thing is just like a witty, fun response. You're like, dude, I'm getting ready to walk out the door and blah, blah. I'm like, dude, we are literally only calling people that are getting ready to walk out the door right now. Can I get 30 seconds to save you the time later? And they're just like, dude, I'll give you 30 seconds. And I'm like, bro, and like, whatever the pitch is. Are you guys doing anything right now? And it depends on where that comes up, right? Whether they've already told me that they have a problem or if it's right out of the gates. And then, dude, I have literally booked appointments. Somebody's like, I'm on the other line right now. And I'm like, oh, I just had a second. Somebody on the other line for me had to go on hold for a second. And I was looking people up in the area, saw your name, wanted to get in touch with somebody and just wanted to, oh, dude, that's why I'm calling you. That's why I'm busy as shit. Dude, we're only calling people that are busy.
I'm calling you because I'm on hold.
Dude, that's the game.
I love it. Brett says he wasn't admitted on Zoom. Brett, you are next up after the first person here. We will get you admitted on Zoom, so don't worry about that.
Dude,
Wanted to get through that role play first.
I
So
love cold call objections, man. They're
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hey, listen, why don't we do this? Why don't we get, I think we got Benjamin here, Tucker. That's going to come. Is that the first person, Matt?
Yep.
Yeah. Guys, what people are watching, what did you think about that? Fire, right? Like that was awesome, guys. Great job. Good job, Ben. Everybody drop a comment. Just let Ben know that he did a pretty good job. Is that a motorcycle in the background? I was just like,
dude, we had this conversation. We had this conversation.
What is that?
It was raining outside. I couldn't let her sleep outside.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm trying to actually move where like the garage door opens up so I can bring in the Lambo inside the.
Way to do it, bro. That's what it.
There you go.
But yeah, we're gonna get Benjamin that's gonna come on the call here. I'm assuming he's got a question. We don't know. So why don't we go ahead and let him on the call and we'll welcome him here and yeah, let's get this rock and rolling.
Here we go.
Would love to answer some questions, man. Love to be able to give back and help.
Benjamin, what's going on? Can you hear us?
No, he's got no audio.
I see a microphone.
There he is. Benjamin, what's up? Are you there?
Benjamin, what's up, man?
Hi guys.
What's
How
going
y'all
on?
doing?
Welcome to Whiskey Thursday, my man. What is up?
So like tequila, it's a little. I'm doing tequila, not whiskey, but it is what it is.
Love it.
Yeah, let me turn the audio on the background off. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we got you.
What's going on? You got some questions here for Ben and Connor regarding sales?
Can you
or
hear me
anything
now?
else?
This is great. Christ. Today is just a day.
Can you see us, man?
My audio settings are fuck.com.
You can't hear us. Can you hear us? See us?
I gotta take it off mic. 1 second. Jeez.
All right,
Everybody stay with us. We're working on getting
You're a
this
damn
quit.
thing. That's fun. 1 sec.
You're good. You're good. You gotta remember, guys, if you come on Zoom, you gotta figure out your audio.
All right, Matt still hasn't figured out his camera. So.
I can't even figure out the video.
Yeah, I can't really say much, right?
That worked.
Bro, you're back. Bro, you're back.
Cool. Hi
All
guys.
right. We like Green Matt.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, so I had my Bluetooth headphones plugged in and I was like, why can't I hear anything? Makes a lot of sense. So it's very green. So my biggest question is like, when you're prospecting, how do you follow up with them and like what's from the time you first make contact to like how fast your sales cycle is? Because like that can vary. Obviously, like as a salesperson, you're trying to close that as fast as possible. But like, I mean, following up with people is just kind of the art of it. So like, what do you do to close that if there's objections that are just like, they're stupid, but do you just get them off of the fence and be like, this is not a good fit? Or do you like kind of nurture that?
So are you saying after a demo?
Either or. Like, it might not be a good fit now because they're just giving you some bullshit excuse why they won't even get them on demo. Therefore, like, are they just not a good fit for the program because they won't even follow directions? Is that how you kind of like look at that? Because like
Examples.
For instance, like you call someone up, they're like, blah, blah, blah. I use this program. I have no interest in what you're doing. but you're like, you've asked them enough questions to know that they're like basically overpaying for what they're getting. And you're like, I could give you something better, but they're already like, for instance, like Zillow leads or something like that. They're spending like 10.
If I could save you time, money, and get you better results, would you give me 15 minutes?
Yeah, pretty much.
If I could save you time, money, and get you better results, would you give me 15 minutes? If it's a waste of your time, I'll give you a 5-star review.
Yeah, that's a simple one. I mean, in order to get the appointment booked, right? If we're talking about after I've gone through an entire demo, somebody gives me an objection that I can't overcome, and then I need to follow up with that person after, how do we do that? Is that what you're asking, or are you asking more for the appointment?
Both. Like, they're both two different like drop-off points, because like getting to the appointment is one thing, and then showing up is another thing. But then like if they don't close and they need to close later, like how to get that? Because like they want to do it, but they're just not there.
Yeah, I got you. So here's the answer for all of them, right? If we're trying to book an appointment with somebody and I can't get the appointment today, and they actually do sound like they're interested, but they just can't do it today, whatever time that we could reach back out to them, we're going to figure that out on the phone, right? When's going to be a better time? Can I call you back tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Can I call you back, right? So we're going to figure out when they're going to be available. And we can ask questions like, let me ask you, I mean, you know your day better than anybody. When's the time that you're most likely to answer my call? Right? And they'll tell you, they will, believe it or not, they'll give you that answer. And then you could have that opportunity on a different day. But I mean, man, me and Connor have played the follow-up game with many, many, many people. And usually the rule of thumb is if they're super badass, like if they laugh, if they like you and they really are busy, like, yeah, we'll follow up with them until, you know, forever. We had a real estate agent one time, super badass. I mean, this chick literally sold like 22 homes in like the last 18 days. I mean, she is really the kind of client that we want, right? And she's just busy. She's just like, oh, she just kept rescheduling. She kept rescheduling. And then Connor actually ended up doing that demo by himself because I was on another meeting. And he closed her on a Sunday because that was the time her and her husband, Ben, could be at home at the same time. And so in that instance, we followed up with her every time that she had to reschedule. If she missed that appointment, we were reaching back out to her. But we were also, right, in a different example, if we're trying to find that person, and they're on the phone and they just give us some BS objection and they don't actually like we can tell they don't want anything to do with the appointment. Who cares? Check it in the bucket and move on. Like,
because like the biggest issue I have right now is I have like a couple of clients that aren't budging, and it's like not necessarily because they're basically the ones not writing a check. So they're like influencers of. So for instance, one of my friends was a marketing manager. Their friend just bought the brokerage. Very big brokerage, very big city. But like getting a meeting with them, like the marketing manager, it takes 2 weeks to get a meeting with. And I know her personally, like we're friends, like actual friends. It's just like everyone's just so busy. It's crazy right now. To like bridge that gap, like what is it, just like fuck it, fill the pipeline up? Because that's kind of how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah, 100%. Why wait 2 weeks so that I can have my first opportunity right now? Cool.
No, like I have other stuff. I'm just saying, like with that one, just like say fuck it, chalk it up, put it there.
Connor, yeah, there's two things Connor and I are going to do every single time. We're going to figure out if that really is the truth, right? And if it is, we're going to book the appointment for later, right? And I tell you, a lot of people, even in our personal lives, right? Connor was having a TV hung on his wall the other day, and Best Buy, you know, was trying to come out and do the thing for him. They were saying he wasn't going to get an appointment for 2 weeks. Connor gets on the phone with these people, and what does he do? He gets them out there the next day. So people will say things all the time, but it just comes down to what you're telling them, right? And what, you know, motivation you're giving them, you know, to see it. How bad do you really want the appointment? If you wanted it bad enough and your best friend is the brokering, the manager for the brokerage, you know, try and use that connection. But I would go past that person. I would say, let me ask you, who in the company do I need to talk to, right? Who's really in control of this? Hypothetically, who can I get on the phone with? And we would get on the phone with that person if possible. If she's like, seriously, there's no way that you're getting an appointment for another 2 weeks. We're like, all right, no problem. We'll book it for 2 weeks and we'll fill our calendar up with every other person that we possibly can in the meantime. But it really, just with all objections, comes down to figuring out how much water that actually holds. Is that true? Or is she just trying to push me off because she's busy?
No, yeah, like she works a full-time job and goes to school full-time, and like it's actually her being busy. Like they're hiring other people. It's not just that. It's just like there's other stuff that's just like, all right, like, yeah, I'm not probably not flying up hard enough, one, But like two, from there, like when you're cold calling, what are your lead pools? Like you're calling like 100 people a day. Where are you getting those from? And like, how are if you're just paying for ads, that's one thing, but are you using like lead pools such as like Yelp, Zillow, etc.? And then like when you are following up those types of people, like what's your approach? Because running ads and getting appointments, like that's not difficult per se. It's very simple. It's just gonna get expensive. Like you can get your appointment cost down to like below $50 B2B, but it's to get there, there's like levers. Like you have to get your lead cost down, then you have to get like your qualification cost down, and you have to get your appointment cost down and the landing pages and stuff. So like that process takes money to accomplish, requires you to have money. So like the way you prospect is 100 calls. Is that like follow-ups? Is that like what specifically?
So basically, where are the leads coming from in the first place to be able to have these calls?
Yeah,
Exactly.
fantastic question, right? So there's a couple different ways that we've done it. So typically we'll use a service, a system, a platform called D7 Lead Finder.
Yeah, I already scraped the whole thing.
Yeah, so you can go in there, type real estate agent, download a list of all those people in the area. And then what we do is we'll hire a VA to go in and we say, hey man, we want people that, have their own websites. They look professional. They look like they're, 30s, 20s, because those types of people are just our ideal clients, right? Take this list of 1,000 and turn it into the top 200 people. I want their email, their phone number, their website, all this other information. And then we'll call those people. You can use Zillow also. Have a VA go on there and make a list of all the agents that are paying for Zillow. Those are harder people to, they've got money, they're spending money on marketing, but they are, you just got to be able to you got to earn their time. They get called all the time because other people do that, right?
Yeah, like it's all about your approach. Like the approach that I found, at least for getting into meetings that I shouldn't be in, is basically like, not shouldn't, but like, I'm not asking about selling marketing services. Like that's just not my approach. To at least get rapport, my approach is just ask about what they have listed. So like I only go after people who are 2 or 3 listings because they're established in the market enough to get a listing, let alone multiple. And they have multiple at one time, which means they're doing at least some sort of volume. Whether they're actually moving units, well, it's kind of hot market. Everything's moving right now. So like getting them from talking about their listing to like moving to marketing services, just that transition, like, because I can get a conversation started, but as soon as I start talking about like what they need otherwise, like I'm just asking questions to figure out if they even need it. Because if they don't need me, I'm just keeping it pushing. Just better to dig my well now and then just talk to them later and follow up as a person than try to like close them and just keep it pushing. But like, what questions would you guys use in that type of hook to like see what's fit? Because I use a couple of different ones. I'm just seeing what you guys do.
So here, I don't know if my camera's working or not, but let me approach that one from the real estate agent standpoint, right? So if somebody calls and they're asking about listings, right? They're asking questions about, bedrooms, bathrooms, whatever, price, all that fun stuff. And then they start moving to marketing, right? Like my first thought is like, that's not cool, right? Because you approached completely ingenuinely or disingenuine, right? I hope I'm using the right word there. But anyways, like it was disingenuous to get on the call. And so I've already started giving you all this information and stuff like that. But really that wasn't what you wanted. And so my time has been to some extent wasted, right? And so from the agent standpoint, like that can be frustrating. Whereas the cold call, like as much as, we don't all like cold calls, like if it's a solid opening and it like grabs your attention, like you can still appreciate it, especially from a sales standpoint. And so I would think that the problem that you might be having is with the approach, because if you're approaching that from that direction, you're coming in almost like a Trojan horse, right? And so when you get in there, I'm suddenly like, oh, this is not somebody who is, interested in actually the listing or the property. And so I may have been, at dinner or something, and I may have told the cold caller, like, I'll call you back or call me tomorrow or something like that. But I took this because it was like, it's part of my job. And now it's not what it was initially set out to be. And so I think that approach can be dangerous.
It's been a lot of meetings.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it won't work.
It works like really well. I'm just asking, like, what would you guys use to transition? Because what I use to transition is very, like, it's just not an abrasive call at all.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, for me, cold calling, I have no problem with it. It's just throughout the day, it kind of wears on my soul. So, like, I just try to have fun with it and just start asking about, like, so, like, for me, if they have multiple listings, I'll just start asking about those things. And then being like, how do you get into real estate? And then asking questions about, like, their business and, like, what they do day to day and, like, how real estate works. And then being like, look, this is kind of what I do. I'm not, like, I was looking to move in the area, but, like, nothing you have seems to be interesting. Like, are you looking for no buyers? That's basically how I switch it.
I'm going to give you one thing that's going to help you right now, man. I want you to do me a favor. Every time you talk on this from now on, I want you to just have a big old smile on your face, bro. There it is. All right. Now watch your voice inflection change as you keep this smile on your face.
I've been up since 2 a.m. I get what you're saying. I'm just tired.
Okay. That's all right. That's all right. I'm just noticing as I'm listening to you that it almost like feels like you're a little disconnected right now. Right. And if I'm on the phone with somebody,
because I am. It's not a little, like, I am disconnected.
Good. Good. You see this, right? We don't want to do that on a cold call. We don't want to do that in
obviously.
Right. I want to make sure, right? But this is like a demo, right? This is an opportunity. You're on a big stage right now, right? And so in any opportunity that you have to shine in front of any audience, you want to make sure that we're always kind of checking all of the boxes with our personality. We're making sure that we're delivering. We're making sure that we are positive and we're poised, right? And those things right here, they're instantly are going to get you farther ahead because real estate agents, guess what? They're positive. Guess what? They're poised. They understand how to talk to people on the phone. They're doing deals all day long and they're sharp. They're articulate. They know exactly what they're saying. So just to get a little extra edge, I know you already know how to do all those things. Just flip that switch and turn that on. It's going to help you get better results with every single person that you talk to, whether it's the Best Buy guy coming over to install the TV, or whether it's the real estate agent or your best friend that's at the brokerage. Those things are going to help you get farther ahead. The second thing I'm going to tell you right now is I want you to care. I want you to care. And I mean care, right? When I was asking Matt those questions on that cold call role play, I actually cared about the answers. I was taking the time to really understand. I got close to the camera. I listened to his answers. I nodded along. Even if Matt can't see me on camera, I'm still doing those same things. I'm in that same frame of mind when I am talking to people. And these are little hacks that give me ahead in conversation. When I ask somebody, as soon as I get on the phone with them, let me ask you, how many of these calls do you get every single day? And they're like, 1 million. And you know what? What's the difference between me and everybody else? Most people could give me at least 5 things off the top of their head right away. You've got great energy. You're positive. You were funny as soon as you got on the call. Right? These are all little things, and they might sound inconsequential, but they get you ahead. And they're going to work in your demo. They're going to work on your cold call. They're going to work everywhere that you go forward with your business. When you're talking at a business networking event, just make sure that you're smiling, make sure that you're engaged and that you're 100% present, because that right there is going to hold you back if we're not, right? If we don't turn that switch on, it's going to hold you back. Connor, do you think I missed anything on that?
I think you nailed it, brother. I think you nailed it, man.
Okay. So was there any question that we didn't answer for you real quick, Benjamin?
No, I mean, there's a bunch of different, like, I basically know what you're saying. I'm just being a lazy piece of shit and not doing it. That's like my consensus of like what I need to do.
It happens.
Like, I know what to do. I just have been not feeling too hot, I guess.
Feel well on purpose. Be great on purpose.
Dude, my voicemail on my phone, I say all this stuff. I'm like, and one more thing. Can you just do me a favor real quick? Can you have a great day on purpose? Dude, I walk into a bagel shop near my house.
Wait, where are you from?
Love me, bro. They heard my voicemail. They called me one time because I called them and they had to call me back. Dude, I get like free bagels. They think it is the greatest.
Where are you from that you get that? Where they're New York?
No, dude, Florida.
Interesting. Okay. They got good bagels?
See that?
Undeniably one of the best bagels I've ever had in my time.
Hey Benjamin,
Really?
we got Brett here that's been waiting for a little while here.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, it was a blast having you on. Thanks for
You too, man. Have a nice one.
Hey, hope you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Buddy,
are you
thanks.
to the group, Benjamin? Are you? I haven't seen you around.
Benji Lee's my name on like Facebook.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, it's
Yeah.
great to meet you, man. Thanks for coming on the show, ask some questions here, and participating with us. Hopefully,
No problem.
we've added a little bit of value to you and added some value to some of the other people that are watching here. And we really appreciate you coming on here, man. Take it easy.
Definitely, man. Have a nice one.
Okay. Enjoy the tequila.
All right,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Peace out, buddy.
Buddy.
All right, Matt, who's next?
All right. So next up, we have Brett Smith. Brett, are you ready? Here we go. I
Get
hope
your
he's
audio
ready.
going, buddy.
Hope
Get
he's
your audio coming on with a smile.
Coming on. There he is. Brett,
Hey,
what's going
what's up?
on? Oh, wait. His audio's connecting still, so he can't hear us yet.
All right.
Whew. Okay, yeah,
There
I
he
can
is.
hear you.
Brett, what's going on, man?
Hey, just getting back from the grocery store.
Love
Yeah,
it.
a lot of my questions were answered from that. I don't even know if I have any more right now. I was mostly curious because I missed the beginning of this, so I don't think I got the full context. I was mostly curious about how you guys were getting the calls, but finding out that you're doing it from cold calling was really interesting. I was also really curious about finding out how you qualified the people, because I'm new at the real estate. So basically, like a little background, I've had another marketing company, Reliable Marketing, for the past coming up on 6 years now. And now basically COVID, we lost a bunch of our clients and they were in different industries. And so now my partner and I were focusing on real estate specifically. And I've been doing kind of the same thing in terms of qualifying people. I look at, do they look like they're a young, ambitious, serious about their business type person? So, I mean, most of my questions got answered.
Are you doing any cold calls right now?
No, right now I've been setting appointments through Facebook and LinkedIn.
How's that going?
About 3 to 6 a day for the past 4 weeks.
3 to 6 a day for the last 4 weeks. How many of those would you say that you closed out of the 3 to 6?
Well, so I've had like 48 calls and I've closed 6 on trials. So I'm working with someone who, like a coach, who's been telling us to close trials. And so I've just been closing trials. And so 6 out of 48.
Good. Awesome. What's the goal with the trial? Are we going for testimonial?
Yeah, to get a testimonial.
Awesome.
He's kind of got us walking through like a step-by-step thing. So the first step is to get 3 to 5 case study videos.
Do you have any right now?
No, they're just, the first 2 go live tomorrow.
Oh, the first 2 go live tomorrow. Oh, congratulations, man. That's awesome. If you don't even have anybody live yet, you already got 6 people in the pipeline that you're about to crank out right now. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's always better to have abundance. Abundance is everything. Conner and I talk about abundance every single day. It is our number one goal. It is our number one focus, is making sure that we have an audience of people that we could reach out to and pitch our products to. So the fact that you have 6 trials in the works right now is amazing. Let me ask you, you get through those trials and every single one of them says, meh, I've had better results before. What do you say?
I don't know. Like if that's their testimonial.
No, if they don't give you a testimonial, if they don't want to re-sign with you, are you trying to close them at the end of that, or are you just trying to get a testimonial at the end of it?
The pretty much sole objective is a testimonial from this, but I mean, closing them would be cool. I'm like chomping at the bit to start closing people right now, but I'm trying to follow like the process. But I mean, I want to be closing people immediately. Like I got stuff to pay for.
And I know the first, so really you just kind of want the testimonials before you start closing people?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm open to closing people right now. And I've been like exploring how to switch, like just today, because basically I realized, okay, we've got 6 trials going live. I want to start closing people immediately. I don't really even necessarily want to wait for the trials to come in. I think they'll probably just help with marketing down the line.
Well, you have abundance, man. I mean, that's the beautiful thing. You can hop on some demos and try to close some people. If you're getting 3 to 6 appointments a day, how long would you say those last for?
They last just under 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So I mean,
If sometimes I'll disqualify them in like 5, but if they're like a good person to talk to, then usually just under 30.
You know, something else too, it doesn't hurt that, like, you know, I think a lot of us are trying to close on like these higher ticket items, right? 1,000, 1,500,
Yep.
2,000, 2,500, $3,000, right? I mean, I remember when I first started, I was trying to close at 6, 7, 8,000, like, but there's no competition. So it actually, you know, some of them actually closed. But I mean, you know, and Ben, Conner, you guys have been doing this for a while too. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try to close $250, test it out, right? $500.
Yeah.
See what ends up happening, you know? And then like, this is like Conner said, I mean, you've got abundance right now. You're doing 3 to 6 appointments a day. Jesus Christ, you could be testing this all day long for the next month to figure out, you know, okay, what price can I actually close at? And then if you know, if you're testing at 750 and 1,000, you're having a hard time closing those, then, you know, maybe the pitch is wrong, right? Maybe the presentation's wrong. And then you can start adjusting that.
Yep.
You know, you
Totally.
got 6 trials right now in the pipeline, right? Those are going to go, you got a couple going live. I mean, I think it's time, man. You might as well, right? And might as well test out those price points.
Yep.
And you've got leverage right now too, right? Like that, like using those price points, like $250, $500, you've got leverage now because, I mean, you can essentially position your services at 750 or 1,000, 1,500 bucks, whatever that is. But basically you're taking on a few clients in the next couple of weeks or in the next couple of days where you're, you know, trying to do the same thing, right? You're still trying to build up your business. You're still trying to build up testimonials, case studies, and experience. So you're essentially, you know, basically with these specific people, you're discounting that service in order to be able to deliver those results to them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think it's also right now I don't have a super clearly defined. I mean, I've made one that I think is gonna work, but I don't have a super clearly defined offer for what I consider like the full program. And I think without having experience in pitching that yet, it's kind of funny because at the other company, I was like the minimum we would ever do was 2,000, and I had appointments booked like through Facebook all the time, and so those were like, it's just a total different ball game, like starting this from scratch and trying to figure out the packaging and everything. But the reason, I mean, just the reason that I'm doing this is because I think it's going to be much more sustainable. The problem that happened is my partner delivering campaigns for just all different kind of industries, he just couldn't keep up with it. And so they would either not get as good of results as they could, or we just couldn't take on more clients. But yeah, it's an interesting.
I think one of the things you should do tonight after you put away your groceries, have some dinner and whatever else you do tonight, one of the things you probably should do in the next 24 hours or so, you got to get clear on your offer. That's going to be huge, especially you're going to start charging people money on that. You need to be really, really clear, and you need to be able to properly articulate your offer and be very, very clear on what you're offering your clients. And that's going to be that's going to be really important, especially if you start demanding money from people or asking.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I demand it, but that's a little different, right? But I don't know, Ben, Conner, maybe you guys have, you guys do this a lot as well. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly, last year on Whiskey Thursday, I remember saying to people, hey, listen, if somebody's telling you that they would rather pay $200 than $1,000, and it's a matter of you losing that deal versus you closing somebody for at least $200, close that deal, right? It's your pride is the only thing stopping you from actually having a testimonial and a little bit of money in your pocket at that point in time. You know, but getting clear on your offer, just like Shane was saying, it's so important. Being able to, and what does he mean by being clear on your offer? You have to understand it inside and out. If Conner and I are going to hop on a demo and we've been pitching 250 this whole time and we're going to switch it to 495, you better believe Conner and I have role played that. We know what we're going to say. We know how to justify that it's worth $495. We know what questions that we're going to ask to help make sense of those numbers. And it usually comes down to breaking down a calculator. Just like I did on the cold call with Matt, what did I do? I grabbed my phone in the middle of the cold call, cranked out a calculator so that I could make sense of the $91,000 that he's missing out on because he doesn't have those extra 14 home sales that he knows he can take on right now. And so it's just about understanding how to make sense of those numbers and justify that, right? And there's a million ways that you could do that. One of them, really quickly, you could just say, hey, these ads are running 24/7, 365. I'm going to be managing them for you. The leads are going to be coming in at 2 a.m. They're going to be coming in at 8 a.m. They're going to be coming in at 5 p.m. They're going to be coming in constantly, right? If you paid anybody any amount of money, what's the lowest rate you could get in America right now? I think it's like $7.25 an hour. And you times that by 24 hours and you times that. Hold on, let me grab my calculator here real quick. Let me see how much that's worth real fast. That's, 24 times 725. That's $174 a day, right? That you times that by 30 days. What do you get? Boom, $52.20. If you can't make sense of $220 when your ads are going to be running 24 hours a day, it's because you just didn't break down that right there. So just practice with that before you start explaining those numbers. But I couldn't agree with Shane more. You got to get your offer clear. You got to understand what it is that you're going to be pitching people before you get yourself in that situation.
Got it. Awesome. Another thing was how important do you guys think it is on the prospecting on the front end of who you're going to actually reach out to? Because what I've noticed is it seems like some of the agents almost literally have no money. And when they think of spending money, like I've had people tell me that they paid $200 for the year for some marketing plan. And that even a small deposit for the ad spend for the trial is just beyond their comprehension. What do you guys, where is the line on who can do it and who shouldn't?
That's a
or who you shouldn't pursue?
I love that question, right? I mean, really it comes down to, that was how I started out, right? I went to Coldwell Banker's website. I saw all the agents on there and I started calling the agents. And I really quickly found out there's about, even if 40 of the people are on that website, 3 of them do it full time. You know what I mean? So really, you got to find your ideal client, and you have to really judge your sales process and adapt it for your ideal client. I'd say a big mistake a lot of people make when they're new is they want to take on anybody. And dude, people that aren't selling any homes probably aren't going to sell any more homes with you. You know what I mean? Unless they're like a hustler and they've been doing something else and they just started in real estate and that's why they don't have sales. But if somebody who hasn't gotten sales they've been a real estate agent for 3 years, they've gotten 3 sales in those 3 years, you come along and call them and convince them even to say, spend $1,000 with you, dude, they're probably just not the right client. You know what I mean? I would say really figure out who your ideal client is, right? Which is really, Ben and I have talked about this a lot. It's typically, and Shannon, you can feel free to chime in, but I've always found it to be either a solo agent who's selling a couple homes a month, they're just a hustler by themselves, a team lead who has a team under them who, they're used to spending money. That's why they have, they spend the money to get the people, split it with the people beneath them on the team, or the broker, right? Has agents under them and they're spending money as well. And dude, you'll find, here's another quick little thing is you'll find the people that are the higher players are always the coolest people to deal with. I have never had a team lead just be like, nah, I don't want to hear your pitch. It's always somebody who hasn't sold any homes. They're broke. They're pissed off. And they're just like, no, I don't want to buy any marketing right now. You know what I mean? But dude, when you call somebody up who's got some money and you hit them with some swag and just energy out of the gates, they're like, damn, man, I need to be doing that on my calls.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I know I went on a little bit of a rant there, but basically, how we do that prospecting is we'll go find a list of people. We look for typically the 3 things I just listed, those solo that hits it hard, team leader, broker, and then somebody who's a great sign is somebody who's investing money already in their business. They're on Zillow, they have their own website. You're just looking for them to spend money in some way, shape, or form, because then that shows that they're serious, dude. Because honestly, the other person, they're probably not going to spend money. They're probably not going to be a good client.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been super helpful. I actually have one more question, and then I should probably get inside
before my girlfriend
starts wondering
where I'm at. You gotta pay for the rest, right? That's okay.
So I was, if you don't know exactly what kind of results you're going to be able to generate because you don't have a case studies on that in the specific industry, what do you say when they ask, or how do you just remain confident about the service that you're providing?
Yeah, so here's how I did it when I first started, right? And I just want you to remember as you say that, there's over 500,000 businesses that get started every single month in America, right? Every single one of those businesses has to find customers without testimonials, without reviews, without anything at first. You know what? Every single one of those customers comes into a new business on. They come into a business based on the people, based on the person. It's okay to tell somebody it's my first time doing this right here. Everybody had to do that. They had to sell their very first home without having any reviews, having any testimonials, not being able to show people what those results were. So relating back to that, that's one angle right there. Just be completely all cards on the table. Let them know exactly what it is. In my case, I didn't have to say that. If somebody asked me, I would let them know, yeah, you're my fourth client or whatever at the very beginning. But I didn't really rely on that because I knew so much about ads and Facebook marketing and understanding that, because I really absorbed the course that I went through before I tried to pitch this to anybody, that nobody ever questioned me. Nobody ever asked me, like, how long have you been doing this? Because I'm sitting there breaking down Facebook to them in a way that they're like, man, nobody's ever shown me this before. Nobody's ever shown me that Facebook has the biggest audience, that there's 2.2 billion people on Facebook every single day. YouTube has half of that, right? Amazon only has 200 million people that go on their website every single day. That just puts it into perspective, right? Do we want to put a billboard on the freeway where most people are going to see it, or in an alleyway where nobody's going to see it? Well, obviously on the freeway, right? And so as you break these things down, the more you know, it plants a seed of trust, and you get to educate them. If you're educating them and they're learning from you, they're not going to question your experience. If you're just kind of asking them questions, dilly-dally, and you're kind of like, what do you think of this? What's going on? Listen, I've seen this all before. What's the difference between this? What kind of results can you get from me? It's like, listen, let me just be honest with you. I'm starting out brand new, but I know I could get results. I've been through this program. It might as well be the Harvard of digital marketing. And I know I could get results for you. And if somebody's not willing to pay for those results, close them as a free trial. You should never walk away from an opportunity without closing a client, because why can't you? If you can't close somebody on a free trial, then we really have a problem, right? But you've already proven that you can do that. So I think the question really becomes, try. Are you willing to try for the sale, and worst case scenario, get a free trial based on that experience? And as you start to get those results, knowing that you have the support of the REMCM group right here, you have the support of Conner and I, you have people to connect with that have done this before. Ask those questions on the group. You can say, hey, listen, I'm a part of a mastermind group that's 15,000 people, and I can reach out to those people and ask them if there's any questions, right? You could show that to them in the middle of the demo. You could show them some of the posts that have gone on in just this group alone to give yourself credibility. And so with that being said, let me just unpack that a little bit. We've got a couple options. Number one, all cards on the table. I'm brand new. Everybody starts from nowhere. What did you do when you had your first home sale and somebody asked you the same question? Put that on them, right? Option number two, you don't have to bring it up unless they do. And you could just educate them along the way. People are going to be like, wow, you know a lot about this. You're an expert. And you could show your expertise without having to show them the results that they're going to get. You should still have a little bit of an idea of what you could produce. Can you produce a $20 lead? Can you produce a $100 lead? It's something that you want to be able to explain with them so that you can make sense of the numbers, obviously. But I'm definitely not a fan of trying to go out there and say that you can do the world and then not be able to deliver. I mean, there's no worse experience that you could be in that case, right? So just be careful how you toe through that. But whoever your coach is, they're telling you to focus on getting those testimonials. There's a reason for it. Those are going to help you close those sales, right?
Yeah, and here,
absolutely.
One more tidbit, man, just with that is you always want to use it to your advantage, right? And so anytime you have less clients or something like that, it's just dude, whatever else they're considering, Boomtown, Zillow. Let me ask you, man, is the owner of Boomtown going to get on the phone with you? The owner of Zillow going to get on the phone with you? Are they even going to know the type of results you're getting? Are they even going to care what you're getting? No. When you have 2 or 3 clients, I mean, is it fair to say that obviously, does any of those owners give you their phone number? No, dude, I personally, there's gonna be no email contact. There's gonna be no team you have to reach out to. You can call me Monday through Sunday, 24 hours a day. I'm gonna answer the phone. I promise you there's not a single person or business out there that cares more about your success than me. Because obviously with the position I'm in, I'm not gonna be successful unless you're successful, right?
But here's the thing. You know how Conner can say that confidently? You're the reason that he's able to just pitch it like that, and he pitches it just like that on real demos as well, is because he knows he's going to do it. He knows he's going to do it. If somebody calls us we answer. If I'm on a call right now, I'm on this Whiskey Thursday right now, one of my clients calls me, if I can't answer it right now, I'm going to text them, letting them know, hey, I'm on a call right now. I'll give you a call in 35 minutes. That's the kind of service that we deliver. And we know that we could tell people that confidently because we're going to deliver that. So be careful when you say things like that. Just make sure that you deliver. Just make sure that you deliver.
Yep. Makes sense.
Cool, Brett. We answer all your questions, buddy.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's been super helpful. You guys can go ahead and kick me out before you give me any more
Good
free
stuff.
value.
Hey, it was a pleasure having you. Thanks a lot for joining us here on the show today. And hey, we look forward to having you inside the group. Post some questions, stuff like that. There's a ton of great people here inside of the REMCM group all here to help you out, man.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys.
Take it easy, buddy.
Man, take care.
All right.
With that, Shane, we have a bit of an announcement, don't we? Did we?
I don't know. Do we? I don't know.
Yes, we absolutely do.
Yeah. I want to ask another question just before we do that, really, really quickly, because I know we got to go here. It's 9:30, right? So, but I was just when you were doing the role playing call, Ben, I was kind of noticed like you were really into it, right? And you said something to Benjamin as well, like make sure you smile. I'm curious to know, you guys. Do you guys walk around when you're doing your cold calls?
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh
you
yeah.
get out of your seat,
Every
you're
time.
walking around.
Wireless headset, man.
Every
Facing the whole
time.
house. Yeah.
Every time. Yeah, you can see us. I mean, if you guys watch that video of Connor closing that deal on the beach when he was doing that call, I mean, we're just kind of, we move as needed, right? I can sit here and do it if you ask me to do it, but I would much prefer to walk.
Well, something that I noticed a lot that my wife was doing when she was doing a lot of her lead follow-ups. So my wife's a licensed real estate agent. A lot of people know that. And we generate a lot of leads for her. And one of the things that I've always noticed about her when she was doing her calls, so like I'd have a conversation with her, just a normal conversation, right? Like, just like, we got to cook tonight or like whatever, right? Take care of the kids, whatever it is. And as soon as she sat down and started doing her calls, the whole demeanor, everything changed, right? Huge smile on her face and she's pumped, she's happy, and then she get out the phone calls, just back to normal. It was just like, but you said something, it's like put on a show because the person at the other end of the line, whatever it is, whether you're doing cold calls, whether you're doing your demos, whether you're doing webinars, whatever it is, put on the show, right? You want to flip that switch, put on a smile. And one of the things, I don't know if I call him a mentor or not, but he was as the CEO for a really large tech company back in my hometown. And he mentored us a little bit on sales and stuff like that. And one of the things he told me is talk to the person like this is the last customer you'll ever have an opportunity to close. And that's how I treated that. That's basically how I treated every single call that we made. We used to get 150 leads a day. That's what we were doing. And we'd have to call through all of our leads as they were coming in. And that's one of the things he told me. So what I used to do, and it blows me away that people don't do this. Every single lead that would come in, we'd research them. We'd go to their website, research who they were. We tried to find the person we were going to talk to, research them a little bit, and then we get on the phone call with them, right? And that was essentially the mindset, was that whoever you're talking to, this is the last person you'll ever be able to talk to. This is the only customer you'll ever be able to close. This is the only opportunity you'll ever have, right? We did a lot of business with that guy. So
that's powerful. That's really, honestly, I've never even heard that before. And that it gives me like more fuel. It's a log on the fire to go out there. What does that mean? I mean, as soon as you say that to me, somebody who's never heard that before, I'm literally like, I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to make sure this is the best performance that they've ever heard on the phone, because this is how I'm going to go out, right? It actually reminds me, all of the great bands that are out there, every single one of them, whether there was one person in the crowd or 20 before they became the household names that you guys know, they rocked it, right? They rocked it. And it all comes down to the exact same fundamentals that you just broke down. Make it an experience that's unforgettable and put on a show for them, because you are trying to earn their attention. You are trying to earn their business. And if you're not good enough to run ads yet, and you can't click on their attention when they're bored and doing nothing, and you got to get them when they're in the middle of the zone, like, you better put in the work to try and be your best. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Shane, I'm sure your wife knows, no doubt, getting all those calls every single day. Like, dude, nobody else is doing that, right? So as soon as you are the showman, as soon as you do have the energy, as soon as you can make them laugh, like, dude, you can just say, like Ben was saying earlier, dude, what's the difference between, how many of these calls do you get every day? I get 10 of these calls every day. Look, tell me I'm like the other 9 people that call you, and I'll hang up on myself right now. And they're like, you're not. And it's like, okay, let's move forward.
I used to have a sales guy used to work for us, a young guy. And man, this guy was just full of piss and vinegar. I remember one day it was the weekend before, it was the weekend before Easter. And so these were his calls, like, so his initial calls, so he calls somebody and he's like, oh, hey, like, so he's trying to basically break through the gatekeeper, right? Because we were doing B2B. And so the first thing he'd say, he's like, oh, hey, this is so-and-so calling from so-and-so. I'm actually wondering if you know where the Easter Bunny is. It's like, just like, I'm like, it was like, like it was just so unexpected, right? And the person on the other end would be like, and so you come back, he's like, I'm wondering if you know where the Easter Bunny is, or where can I find the Easter Bunny, right? It was always something like that. And but man, that guy would book so many freaking appointments. It was wild. 22 years old, and just like didn't give a shit. One of the things he told me was that just remember, everybody shits the same way. Like, it didn't matter to him if it was the front desk or if it was the CEO of the company. This guy would call anybody.
Yeah, differentiate yourself, right? Pattern interrupt, differentiate yourself. Yeah. And it's just like, dude, I mean, they just don't want that same mundane person pitch. I just don't want to hear the next pitch, dude. I'm just not,
especially with gatekeepers, right? That's what they're there for. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, man, let's move on here. Matt mentioned something about, what would you talk about? What are we doing? We got something going on?
A little special announcement of something we are putting on in the next couple weeks here. Awesome. With our special guests here.
Awesome. So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. I think what we're going to be doing here is the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery, partnering up with Conner and Ben here. We're going to put together a very special sales masterclass. Ben, you guys actually put one on before the holidays, and it was a great one. I think you got a great turnout. You guys delivered some fantastic content. We're going to go ahead and put an official one here for the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery, the group and the members inside of the group here. We're going to be doing this. What dates do we think we were going to do this on? What was that? Number 2?
A great question. 21st. Let me.
21st. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Matt. What's that mean?
It is Thursday the 21st at 2 p.m.
Thursday the 21st, 2 p.m. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put together a masterclass. Conner, Ben are coming on that, delivering a ton of content. Matt and I are going to host that masterclass. What are we doing? We paying for this, or are we making this out a free one? What are we doing?
Free one. This is a free one.
So we're gonna put together
who's interested in increasing their sales, whether it's the amount of sales calls they're getting, if you want to close better, if you want to close at a higher price, whatever it is, if you're trying to get to that next level and you know that sales are holding you back, which often we find that to be the case, this is a masterclass you are not going to want to miss. And again, that's going to be Thursday, the 21st of January at 2 p.m. with Shane and I, as well as Conner and Ben.
It's going to be exciting. This is going to be really, really good one. This is huge because you can't grow a business if you don't know sales, right? It's going to be big, right? It's going to be awesome. So we've got a couple things that are be going on over the next couple of weeks here. Number one thing is, unfortunately, we wanted to announce this tonight on Whiskey Thursday. We didn't get the landing pages ready yet.
It is ready. It is ready.
Oh, it is ready. Oh my God.
Get ready.
Huh?
It is ready now.
Okay. Matt, I'll let you take over. I've been out of the loop.
No, it is ready. It won't let me pin the comments because Facebook is being weird tonight.
Give me over the link.
Do they want the link? Nobody's even said anything.
All right.
You guys want?
Listen.
Are you guys interested in a sales masterclass? Are you looking to potentially attend this sales masterclass?
Just real quick, guys, I just want to let you know what you're going to get inside of this masterclass. Conner and I are actually giving you, right? How many webinars do you go on and you feel like you get on there, they tell you a little bit, but they just don't tell you the how, and you're like, man, I just have to buy this course at the end to figure out everything. Guys, we have delivered live sales content. We got, every typical 3 Secrets webinar that you've been through. I want you to think about us actually giving you a live recorded piece of me and Conner doing it ourselves every single step of the way. You guys are going to see us break down appointments. You guys are going to see us break down qualifying. You guys are going to see us break down rapport. You guys are going to see us break down actually closing people live on this free masterclass. This is not something that you want to miss. We're going to be doing even more than the last webinar that we just put on. Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to see it. I don't know.
Probably not. Nobody wants to improve their sales skills. Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Or what? Let us know. I don't see any comments coming through. I don't know. You guys got to.
I don't know. Everybody's drunk, passed out. Hey, listen, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw up a post tomorrow. It's gonna include the details of the masterclass as well. However, I think Ben and Conner. What's that? What? Oh, okay. I heard something. I don't know. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and drop a post. And for the people that go ahead and register within the next 48 hours from the time the post drops, we're going to go ahead, or Conner and Ben are actually going to go ahead, throw in a bonus for that, because we want as many people as possible on this masterclass. What makes these masterclasses so awesome is the Q&A. Like, of course, the content and the delivery and everything that you're going to get on this is going to be amazing. But the Q&A and get those questions answered, like you can come in here and interact with Ben and Conner, myself, Matt, right? And you can ask the questions that you want to know. And on top of it, it's free. Like, what the hell? If you don't show up to this, if you don't listen, anybody that doesn't show up to this and never asks another question inside the REMCM group or the academy, and you didn't come in the masterclass, I don't know, man. Or someone's gonna fly over there and slap you because. That's like, it's crazy. These guys,
that's intense when the Canadians threaten to hit you.
That's right. No. But listen, if you do sign up, we want as many people as signing up on this as possible. If you do sign up in the next 48 hours to the masterclass, Conner, Ben, what are they going to get in the next 48 hours?
We are going to be literally giving you guys an entire, everybody's sitting there wondering, what do I say in the demos? What do I show people? How do I get somebody to close? We actually have a 10-page script. It's a demo. It's the first demo that I ever used. It was the demo that brought me out, man. Closed many sales with it. It is the 10-page script for how to pitch your entire company from start to finish. And we are literally going to give that to you. You're going to every single word to say on a demo, every single point on how to close people. How many times have you had somebody be on, you're doing a demo with somebody and they're like, yeah, Facebook, I'm just not too, I have had a bad experience with Facebook. After this script, I literally could not wait for somebody to tell me that Facebook marketing and ads didn't work, because I had the whole thing written out for what to say that made it undeniable that Facebook ads work. They're a $600 billion company. They only make money from ads. How does it not work? And it's a whole point that builds up to that, along with multiple other things throughout the entire pitch that just pretty much separates you.
I love it. Yes. Kylie says, let's see it. Anybody else who wants to see it, hashtag drop it now.
You're going to be there with us.
Drop it now. Right now, drop it low. Hashtag drop it now.
Guys, this script right here, I'm actually looking at it right now. Is there any way I could share for just a second? Can I share it? Can you bring it eyeball?
All right. Yeah, let's do it. There we go. Ben, you should be able to do it now.
Cool. Guys, this script right here, this is a 10-page script just of everything that you need to say. This is their responses. This is your responses. This is breaking down every single thing. If you guys register right now, we're going to give you this 10-page script breaking down exactly how to break down Facebook, exactly how to explain ads, exactly how to pitch your company, even if you don't have results yet. You guys don't want to miss this. If you guys want access to this, I mean, this is already, Connor, what's this script worth, man?
Worth being on a Whiskey Thursday after building 2 agencies all year in 2020. That's what it did for me.
It's priceless, guys. It's priceless.
I love it.
Awesome.
All right, we've got a couple comments coming in. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link.
Guys, go ahead and register. We're going to throw up a post tomorrow. We'll give you all the details on the masterclass. And again, for those of you that are registering within the next 48 hours, so that's going to be from tomorrow. Register tonight because Saturday, that's going to be your 48 hours. Okay. And then over the next little while here, I think we're going to have Ben and Connor come in on and talk about sales a little bit more and get you guys pumped up and excited about this masterclass. And seriously, like, this is the foundation of growing your business here. If you're serious about growing your agency and you want to get better at sales, this is the class to do it on. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's 2 challenges in growing your agency that are really actually challenges. And that's, getting appointments and closing appointments, right? I mean, for most people that we've seen come through the academy, those are the 2 challenges, right? So that's why we're like, we have to do a sales masterclass to be able to put this in the academy, to be able to teach people what's going on. And so that other people can also get on and figure out how to close more sales.
Absolutely. All right, guys. With that, hey, we got Justin on. Do we want to bring him in for a quick question here?
Let's do it. Ready?
All right. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2. Hang on. Justin, you are
this is
going on, man.
Justin's the owner of I didn't recognize his last name, but I recognize his company.
Justin, wait a second. Wait a minute, Justin. What's up, buddy?
You don't have sales skills.
By any chance recently?
He's still connected to audio.
He's still connected. Okay, gotcha. All right, we are waiting, but he is in the lobby. He's been connected. We will see. Will he answer the call and jump on the Whiskey Thursday this week? Justin, are you there, Justin? Oh, that awkward moment where it's like, I think, maybe, no. All right, we'll give him what? I don't know, 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
30 seconds, see if he pops on or not. In the meantime, though, I'm super stoked for this. I think this is going to be huge for a lot of people. I can't wait to see it. I love brushing up on sales skills. I think it's, again, one of those skills that, unfortunately, unlike a lot of the other skills in Facebook marketing where, you kind of learn it and it's good, your sales skills will easily diminish if you're not using them. And so you always need to be sharpening that tool if you want to be able to close more clients, especially as other people get better, because some of those objection handlers, they get washed up and a little bit useless after everybody else is using the exact same thing. And I'm sure you know that if you're a real estate agent, you've ever called expires or FSBOs, and they're like, you're the 3rd person who has said that line to me today, right? To which you say only 3. Well, we have 1,700 agents in our MLS, so that shows you how many of us are working. Anyways,
what do we got there, Shane? That thing's legit, man. What's in the drink?
What's that? Oh, this fancy cup?
Is it cranberry juice, man?
That's pop, man. Diet Coke.
Cranberry juice. I'm thinking of lines from The Departed here. Anyways,
Diet Coke with a little bit of this.
There we go. Okay. I was like,
all good. It's all on. I'm good. I've got a beer here and everything.
I was like, dude, that's intense.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, guys.
Well, I don't see Justin, so we'll have to do that another time. But in the meantime, hope everybody is going to sign up, get into this. Again, we got another post coming out tomorrow. We're going to amp that up, but we only have 100 spots for this. Keep in mind that's what Zoom enables, and those usually provide pretty great master classes. So we see no reason to upgrade our Zoom. But in the meantime, 100 people, the first 100 signed up, are going to be the ones that get to go. Also, if you sign up in the next 48 hours, you can get the special bonus that Connor just mentioned. And with that, Shane, anything else?
No, that's it, guys. Hey, thank you so much, guys, for coming on Whiskey Thursday again and talking about sales. Such an important part of growing your business here. Everybody that's been watching today, thank you so much for joining us here on Whiskey Thursday in the Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery Facebook group. always great to have people coming in, and so exciting. This is our 3rd season here of Whiskey Thursday. And with that, guys, hey, we'll see you next week. Again, live here inside the group. If you're watching from YouTube, make sure you come check us out on Facebook. And you just got to look us up, Real Estate Marketing Conversion Mastery. And you can find us here every Thursday, 8 p.m. And Matt, it's always a pleasure. Cheers,
Always
buddy.
a pleasure.
Too bad we can't
Cheers.
see you.
Green as can be. Anyways, thanks
All
again,
right, guys.
guys. And we'll see you all soon.
All right.
Yes,
Take care.
awesome. All right, everyone. Hey, Connor.